Okay, my dear Saunders.
Gregory.
Eagle looking great. You're go.
And we're rolling, Gregory.
Greg Saunders.
Wow. Hey, great.
Show us the skills that have made you a media darling.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome, 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 welcome to the Stateline Stateline Show.
I think that might have worked. I hope it did. You know, you're never really going to know what it feels like to receive your very own handshake. I'm Greg. He's Tom. It's your Saturday morning Stateline show, the 19th day of November of the year 2022, the latest it has ever been
In the history of mankind.
Thank you very much, sir. Yes, yes, yes. And ladies and gentlemen, we are live in Las Vegas at the Luxor Hotel. Thank you, Luxor and AGT, for not paying for my trip. And
Greg and the Ghost.
Greg and the Ghost. Yeah, here we be. And how was your week, buddy? How you doing?
Well, I don't know. My week was interesting. You know, here I thought I would come on here and we could talk about Packer football. You know, they beat those lousy Dallas Cowboys, and then they go ahead and lose on Thursday night. So
it was kind of a brutal loss too. They should have done better. They didn't do better, and we're not very happy about that. So we'll talk a little bit about the Packers, and we do, even though I'm on location this week, if I got this right, we do have a big number of the week.
Thank you. Write it down with.
All right, here we go. Our big number of the week this week is 1.6 billion. That's with a B. 1.6 billion, and the answer is Munich or Microsoft.
Munich. Really?
Or Microsoft. Yes. Munich is one of the potential answers this week. And all right, there we go. So
no, I was just messing around. I said Munich.
Not Munich, Munich or Microsoft.
I know.
You know my alliterations. I like to stick with the same.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, because Unix and Microsoft wouldn't have worked.
Unix and Microsoft. What's that all about? We are really excited today. Coming up here in just a little bit, we're going to be chatting with Josiah Sjostrom from City Stage Studios of Rockford. They have put together something so awesome and unique in downtown Rockford, and I can't wait to talk to Josiah about it. He's scheduled to be joining us here shortly on the big show, and provided all the technology works properly today, we'll be chatting with Josiah here coming up. I do have a handful of shout outs that I want to get to this week. Business-wise, team sold on Tony, Keller Williams Realty Signature, had another interesting week of real estate before hopping on a jet plane and coming out here to Vegas. Want to congratulate some investment buyers who had a deal die last week because of a nasty inspection that turned up all kinds of problems with the property that we thought we were going to buy, and there was just too many things to deal with, so we skipped on. We found another one right away though, and it's pretty exciting what they're going to be doing, probably adding an Airbnb to McChesney Park.
Oh wow!
As we know, the Sports Score locations around Rockford bring in all kinds of youth sporting activities throughout the summer times, and a lot of folks are choosing Airbnbs. Yeah, I think so too. So a lot of folks choose the Airbnbs over doing hotels, and these folks are looking to take advantage of that. And of course, there's a lot of fun things to do around the wintertime in northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin, so they are looking to take advantage of that.
Knox is joining us.
Knox.
Yeah, that's Knox.
Good morning, Knox.
Hi, buddy.
Looking good. I'm sure my dog is completely missing us right now. She's heartbroken when we leave her home for a couple days.
Probably got half the house tore up, pillows and stuffed animals and
yeah.
cupboards.
She's not that way. She's not a chewer. She doesn't go chewing on all kinds of stuff. She's more like you're leaving me. I'm gonna go crawl in your bed and sleep where you normally sleep until you get back.
Right. Which side does Dad sleep on? Okay, that's where I'll pee.
Thankfully, she doesn't do that.
Good.
But she definitely sleeps on the spot where I sleep when I'm gone. besides the Packers' devastating loss that happened Thursday night, which I got to watch in a dive sports bar here in Vegas on Thursday night, that was kind of fun and interesting.
Wow. That's got country song written all over it.
Well, we were planning on going to a place downtown called Badger Cafe, which has a Packer bar attached to it.
Oh, wow.
But we were delivering a birthday present for a friend of ours to her son, and her son lives a little bit closer to this other place, this other sports bar, and we're like, they'll have the Packer game on, right? So we get there, there's hardly anybody there, and the gal running the bar, she's like, we don't have Amazon Prime, but let me see what I can do for you. Hold on, let me see what I can do. She ended up hooking up her phone to one of the smart TVs in the bar. There was probably, a dozen TVs around the bar. She hooked her smartphone with her Amazon Prime account and put the game on for us.
Oh my God, that's cool.
Yeah.
I
So
hope she
we
got a
ended
really
up
good tip.
there. Oh yeah. We tipped her well. We ended up eating a full dinner there. Hung out with our friend's son for a while. He was great. So it was an interesting Thursday night here in Vegas watching the Packers lose.
Yeah.
I mean, before we go any further, do you want to add any commentary to what that game was, to what that meant to you, how that looked to you?
All right, there were a couple of positives. Number one, Christian Watson has emerged as a bona fide star. Okay,
Yes,
I realize it's
thank you
only
for
2
that.
games, but he did the one thing the Packers have been missing all year. He got separation.
Yes.
Getting that separation meant Aaron Rodgers now has a deep target. He hit him a couple of times. Once wasn't the deep one, but there were a couple of nice throws that he clearly got the separation on. So that is a good thing. It might be too little, too late. This year's a wash. They got
For this
7
year, it's probably too late.
Yeah, it is. It wouldn't have been up until last Thursday. If they won that game and they go on a nice little winning streak, 11-7 gets you in the playoffs. 12-6 definitely gets you in the. Then my math is
Probably.
12-5 definitely gets you
12-5.
in. 11-6 probably gets you in too.
Yeah, and 10-7.
Aaron Rodgers. The other thing about Aaron Rodgers, sorry to interrupt. He's I think he's a bigger part of the problem than what people want to admit. He's overthrowing guys. He overthrew Alan Lazard. He overthrew Randall Cobb a couple of times. He actually overthrew Christian Watson a couple of times. These guys aren't all running bad routes. Some of that is on Aaron.
No.
But he goes like this, arms up and like rolling his eyes, shaking his head.
And I think it's frustration with himself, because it turns out he's got like a broken thumb, a very severely fractured or maybe even broken thumb. So if what I'm seeing right now is if he is going to continue playing with the Packers for 1 or 2 more seasons, he probably should sit down the rest of this year and heal the thumb.
Yeah, I think that's probably the better idea. I agree with that. And then you give Jordan Love a chance to prove himself. If let's just say Jordan Love strings together 4 or 5 wins, and he's looking like Jalen Hurts or something like that. I mean, he's looking like, wow, this guy could be then you can probably let Aaron Rodgers go. Let him go find his next Super Bowl. Maybe he goes to the Raiders. Maybe he goes to Denver. Maybe wherever,
Does Denver have enough money to pay him and Russell Wilson to go away at the same time?
No, probably not. But Russell Wilson,
that's a lot of money.
Russell Wilson could get traded somewhere, and that would make up for it. Oh yeah, sure, we'll take Russell's contract. He's still a good quarterback. He's just in a really bad system. So, but the other thing, I think this ayahuasca thing, I think there might be more to it than we think. What he essentially did was he did drugs all summer long. It's a mushroom-based kind of and we're not talking mushrooms like what you get at the grocery store. Chop them up and put them in your spaghetti. It's a probably illegal, but it's South America, so who knows? Whatever.
Yeah.
They're hallucinogenics, and I think he may have killed some brain cells. That's all I'm.
I don't know. I've
seen it happen before with people who take over a prolonged period of time, a couple of months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, whatever. They start to really diminish the brain, and you can hear it in his speech sometimes, like, well, we're going to do better next time, or whatever. I mean, sometimes he sounds a little laid back, as my son said, he's a total hippie. Yeah, he is a total hippie.
He's
you're on a
he's
football team.
California
But-
dude.
Yeah, exactly. You're on a football team, though, with 53 other guys, and you're the one that's always talked about teamwork, and you're the one that was, and then you go ahead and blow off mini camps, which is fine. You have that right after 14, 15, 17 years in the league. That's fine.
But you got
But
new
you
receivers
can't
to connect
complain.
with.
That's right. You got new receivers. You can't complain when they're not running the right routes when you didn't practice with them. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Suck it up. Earn your $250 million. It's only another month or so.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, come on. Whatever. I'm
Well,
done with Aaron Rodgers.
It does seem the Packers season is pretty much done. Time to start planning for the future.
It is. It is. Now we
we'll-
can play spoiler. I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
We'll come back stronger next year. Whether it's
We
a
play-
rejuvenated Aaron Rodgers.
We play Detroit the last game of the season or Minnesota?
Yeah. We end with Minnesota and Detroit.
Yeah. So we could be a bit of a spoiler for Minnesota's home playoff aspirations or something like that. Who knows? But
yeah.
anyway, I think we're pretty much done with that. You and I got to see one of the most impressive athletic performances in high school football ever last weekend.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Harlem
What
High
in
School
the
football
world?
hosted
That-
Prairie Ridge out of Crystal Lake.
That kid
And their
ran
quarterback-
do you realize he ran for 400 plus yards?
It was, I believe, 483 is what the final total
Yeah.
was. And it was 8
kinda hoping-
touchdowns.
Yeah. Wow.
It wasn't 5. It wasn't 6. It was 8 touchdowns. The final score was 69-28. Thankfully, Harlem
69 to
scored 4
28.
touchdowns.
I was an absolute frozen sickle. When I got into my car, my toes were so cold, it took me a half an hour to fully thaw out.
Oh yeah.
And I
Oh
still
yeah.
wasn't thawed when I got home.
We all went to Lino's within the fourth quarter when it was obviously way done and nothing was going to happen. We booked and we went to Lino's, and even when we left Lino's, an hour and a half, 2 hours later, we still weren't completely thawed out yet. We were so cold.
No.
But kudos to Harlem for hosting a great game. The field was snow covered at the beginning, but all the snow was gone by the end of the game.
I told you by halftime we would see pretty much most of the field. Of course,
Yeah.
it thawed. I mean, it because of the play on it, yeah. But it stopped snowing too.
Yeah. What a game! And so Prairie Ridge, I believe, plays today. They're
They should have a home
team.
game. Yeah.
I think they'll have the home game. They're the second-ranked Class 6A team. So win this week, and they'll be in the state finals next weekend. Last few things for shout-outs this week. For as far as business-wise, if you're not following me on my real estate page, please check that out. Gregory Saunders Realtor on Facebook. Every Tuesday and Thursday, but Tuesday we do Tuesdays with Yori. Your real estate, your RE. Yeah, I know it's really creative.
Oh, geez.
Tuesdays with Yori. We do our
I
market
take off on
updates.
Tuesdays with Maury.
Exactly. And so check and look at real estate numbers, what's happening with the inventory. And then on Thursday, we'll touch on some other real estate topic on that page. So follow that. And then, like I said, Allegiant Stadium in the background as the sun starts to rise here in Vegas. We're at the Luxor, America's Got Talent show last night was amazing. They do 2 shows Friday nights and 2 shows on Saturdays. And last night we got to see the one and only Cody Lee. If you remember Cody Lee, he was the winner like about 3 seasons back. The blind autistic young man who you would never guess. When he sits down at a piano, the dude's voice is stellar. It's amazing. He performed his song last night, singing a song for you that he performed that got him, onto the show in the first place, won the whole thing, the golden buzzer, all that stuff. And so he's a big part of the show, at least this weekend here. They rotate America's Got Talent top 10 acts here. So there's all kinds of different things that they do here. And it was a lot of fun, huge stage experience. What a wonderful theater here at the Luxor. So we're really, really enjoying ourselves here. And then
for 10
this
seconds,
morning,
I got to plug in my computer. Sorry.
plug in your computer. We don't want your laptop dying. And then later today, we're going to go to the Hoover Dam experience. So we'll talk about that next week on the next week's show to tell you all about that. We do have Josiah standing by, Tom, so we're going to bring in Josiah now from City Stage Studios and see what this looks like. Good morning, my friend.
Can you hear me okay?
There you are. Yeah, we can hear you. I put in your nice, beautiful logo, and look, it actually fits on the mobile page. That's a beautiful logo. Did you design that, Josiah?
Here at the studio did. So, Jesse.
Jesse?
Yep.
Awesome, awesome. Well, you have put together something really, really cool in Rockford that you saw a need. How long has this been in the plan for you, Josiah?
Yeah. Well, I wanted to have a industry for 13, 14. Wanting to have like a film studio in Rockford from I don't know how long, quite a few years. I guess the process of bringing this one to fruition late 2019, I think, and bought the building in 2020, and we are now. So
awesome. And what exactly does City Stage Studios do?
So we're effectively in stage, in layman's terms, a rent by the day film studio. So like a MGM or something like that, where we're our own production ability that other production companies come in the day or the week, set up shop, sets, bring in their crews, and tear it all. It's really it's a resource community in Rockford, and that's our hope is to make an ecosystem in Rockford. So
that's awesome. A few weeks back, we did show your video of like your open house tour thing that you guys did. So we did put that on this show a few weeks back, and I was hoping to show that again today, but I can't do that while broadcasting on the mobile device. Once I leave the screen, it shuts down my restream. So I can do a lot of things with this setup, but one thing I can't do is leave the screen while we're on live. So, but we'll show it again at some point. The City Stage Studios. I saw at one point a few weeks back you had an SUV pulled in to the location. That's a big piece of equipment.
Yeah, we went a lot of renovation here when we bought the place. It was originally a mechanical contract, so it's a 14,000 square foot facility. First Avenue runs street off of downtown, and the roof on part of the facility 7 feet taller. The studio we wanted to put in there. Thought since we have a taller ceiling, we have a 14 by 14 back a semi into if you wanted to. So we wanted to limit shoot productions there, and yeah, having a big door gives us a lot of flexibility.
Nice. And you're basically, you can look out your window and see Swedish American Hospital, right?
We're more behind the so Midway Theater and the Faust Hotel.
Okay. Okay. So close to there, but you're not in visual sight of that. Okay,
yeah, just a little further west.
Now, you're very young as a studio, so you're just getting started in Rockford, but you've already done some pretty cool things. What have you done so far, and what do you see coming down the pipeline that maybe you could tell us about as far as how businesses or organizations are utilizing your studio?
Yeah, so it's kind of a twofold approach. It really to make this to work. One is we're trying to attract business from Chicago, produce their Rockford, because they already know how to show it to them, and they're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Success bringing some decent sized out this way, which I think is great for the community here in Rockford, freelancers, things like that. But then secondly, we're also hoping to build up local marketing agents and companies out this way and give them the ability to produce national quality in Rockford without feeling like they have to go to Chicago or LA or New York or something like that. So yeah, we've had as far as like people we've had outside, Blue Cross and Blue Shield, which are their headquarters, shout out here a fair bit, which some local people, their ads, we hosted one of their productions here. And, yeah, it's something different every day, but it's mostly commercial work, like independent filmmaking as well, and Rockford. But my background is mainly about film production, and that's a meat element.
Awesome. Well, I've seen obviously with a large green screen, you can do all kinds of stuff with CGI technology and stuff like that, which is really, really cool. It looked like you had something set up where you had like a living rooms all set up in your studio, and you were filming some kind of commercial or some scene for something there, and that kind of stuff. Independent movie makers that are in the Midwest that are looking for a studio that don't want to, like you said, travel into Chicago or one of the bigger cities. They can stay right in Rockford, rent out your facility for days or weeks at a time, I would imagine, to get things done. And that's pretty darn exciting. Is there anything else? I did want to touch on really quick that I know you guys have had some local not-for-profits, churches and stuff like that utilize your studio already. And then I saw you guys supported the Pregnancy Care Center Walk for Life a couple of months ago. Was that something that you guys did as individuals or as a company? How did that come together?
Yeah. So my Ben Dixon, his mother was actually one of the co-founders Pregnancy Care Center. She's recently we've both been sometime and very happy to have our name associated with their. Happy to support that. Yeah, they do something. They do some awesome stuff with their bus and everything, and the ultrasounds and stuff that they provide, and the major support that they provide folks, especially those expected pregnancies or unplanned pregnancies. Pregnancy Care Center is definitely something we want to shout out and support as well here in Rockford. Is there anything else about City Stage Studios that you would like to touch on before we go here today? Generally, it's our mission is to make Rockford almost like a filmmaking destination. Generally, support creative professionals. Our tagline is to create without compromise. Creative professionals, not specifically just for agents and marketing agency people in the creative arts, professionals feel like they can do their thing here in Rockford and high level. So another thing that we're not stage here. We also have a number of a photo studio. We have private offices specifically, and that's been a great environment here. And we have a purpose-built. There's a reason that studios is going on here. The film studio is our main offering. Other things, we're just really hoping to kind of create a great collaborative environment for those people who are kind of working at home in their basements or not a very not a environment. It's great to be around other creative professionals who do day to day and inspired them. That's what we're trying to foster here in Rockford, and feedback on that so far in the atmosphere is. I think that's all I got on it for now.
Okay. Well, I guess that leads me to one final question, and that is, you have the studio space, but it's Is it a studio space where the creatives that are utilizing it have to bring their own equipment? Do they got to bring their own sound equipment and lighting equipment and all that, the camera equipment?
That's a great question. So, yeah, I also own a that's separate from City Stage Studios. It's separate intentionally to kind of avoid. And another thing that we're trying to combat is, I mean, we're Chicagoan, and some of them, it's like, you got to rent our gear, and we don't want to create. So if they have someone that they use, equipment rental house that they love working with, there's stuff in. But my company is also happens to be located on site here, so if they just want all those resources, they're lit across the hall, and it's right there. So really build up the entire filmmaking ecosystem here.
Well, I definitely want to encourage everybody to follow City Stage Studios on Instagram and Facebook, and follow all the posting that you guys do. And you're always, when you have something interesting and you have a client that allows you, you're quick to post little video clips or photos of the cool stuff you got coming in your studio, which is very, very fun to follow.
Yes, sir. We got a great guy on staff here who's hard, and we love it. So
awesome, good deal. Well, thank you for your time this morning. Best of luck to you, and we'll be keeping an eye on you, buddy.
All right, thanks, Greg.
All right, Josiah Sjostrom there with City Stage Studios in Rockford. You definitely want to check out what they're doing. Again, follow them on Instagram, follow them on Facebook. They're always posting really, really interesting stuff, and it'll be cool to see not just the commercial work, but at some point you can bet there's going to be some movie that uses the studio, and we're going to say, hey, we already know that was shot in Rockford. That was done right in downtown Rockford in the City Stage Studios. And wow, that's pretty cool that happened right here. So speaking of what's cool right in Rockford or Chilliwack Valley, PAWS Humane Society is the place to be every Saturday with Joann. Good morning, Joann.
Morning, Joann.
How you doing, hon?
I'm doing fine. I brought my own guest.
Yeah. Who you got there?
This is Ozzy.
Hello, Ozzy. Look at this little guy. Nice.
Are you gonna look at the camera? He's up for adoption. He's a 7-year-old Chihuahua mix. And the sweetest little boy.
Mixed with what? A Scottish Terrier or something?
I don't know. I'll have to ask Sue later.
Wow, he is adorable.
He is.
He might be mixed with a bat.
A bat.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like a bat, doesn't he?
Watch him turn and fly away, flapping his ears.
That's right. Going off to the store for some gravy train.
He's a really sweet dog.
Well, guys, I do have a few randoms.
If anyone wanted to have a puppy forever.
Hey, right. Get a little 7-pound Chihuahua or 7-year-old. What'd you say? About maybe 10 pounds, 9 pounds?
Probably less than that. Probably 6.
He's a little guy. Well, I do have a few randoms for you guys this week. I don't have as much as I normally do. We're going to keep it a little bit shorter this week than normal, but want to give a quick shout out to Landscape Connection down on South Mulford Road. They got their Christmas market open house going on today. They started it yesterday. They always do amazing decorations and all kinds of really fun Christmas market stuff there. So if you're still looking for some new ornaments or other decorations for your Christmas decorating this year, or just some gifts for family and friends, you want to check out Landscape Connection today for their special Christmas market. Some of the other randoms for this week, Wakanda Forever had a huge debut at the box office, biggest ever in November. The sequel, the Black Panther sequel, had $180 million last weekend at the North American box office. So that sounds like it's making a big, big splash. SpaceX, Elon Musk, his big company, bought a major advertising package on Twitter, which of course Elon Musk owns now that as well. So I don't know. Is that robbing Peter to pay Paul, or paying Peter to rob Paul? I don't know.
I don't know. It's just plain getting richer.
Although he's a little bit struggling right now. He's trying to cut some costs because Twitter's going through some stuff.
He's struggling. He's only what do you have? 200 billion. He's only got like 140 billion now. So yeah,
we're not crying for Elon Musk, but I'm pulling for him because I think he's doing some good stuff with Twitter, and eventually I think he's going to get that.
I mean, if the idea is free speech, then let's have free speech, and let's not lie about it and fake our way around it, and call out everybody else when they're simply stating the truth. Free speech is everybody gets to say what they want to say. It's a joke.
If you're going to do some fact checking, you need to do it on all sides, not just one. So
that's right.
That's taking place.
That's right. So go Elon. Go Elon.
Speaking of outer space, the Space Force, the United States Space Force, which is a division of our defense and Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and Space Force, they have a very secretive program called the X-37B spacecraft. And it landed in Florida after spending 908 days in low Earth orbit. I'm not sure how, I'm assuming they wanted this to leak out, otherwise it wouldn't have gotten out. But the X-37B spacecraft spent 908 days in low Earth orbit, and I'm curious to see what that's all about. Is that a defense weapon type of a thing, or is it just surveillance? I don't know.
I don't know. It's obviously unmanned because one person couldn't live on that thing. I mean, you'd have to have 2 or 3 so that somebody can sleep while someone's flying it. But it's probably, and it would run out of fuel, so it's probably electric, and then it's probably run by solar. So I'm guessing it's a drone-like thing.
Yeah, 908 days. That's 2.5, 3 years. So hello.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll see what we heard about that. You might have heard, we talked about this actually a few months ago. Mike Tyson has actually teamed up now with Evander Holyfield to launch a line of cannabis-infused edibles called Holy Ears. Remember when Tyson famously bit Evander Holyfield's ear back in 1997 during a boxing match? Mike Tyson says, I would not have bitten Evander's ear if I had been able to have an edible.
Okay.
Wow.
He'd have been a little more chill. Anyway. So we're states where it's legal to sell, the happy gummy stuff. You'll be able to buy Holy Ears, Evander Holyfield's ear likeness infused with cannabis. Oh yeah.
Wow.
And then a stat that I just saw this morning that I hadn't really considered much before seeing it this morning. The average age of a house in the United States, of all the houses in the United States, can you guess what the average age of houses are in the U.S.? I'll give you a hint. It's more than 10, and it's less than 100. It's somewhere in between.
I'm going to say 60 years.
Oh, boy.
You both said 60.
I know.
It's actually younger than that. The average age is 40 years. So of all of the houses built in the United States, the average age of houses is 40. And we're actually kind of hoping that number goes down a little bit just because we do need more new construction. We're still about somewhere around 4 to 5 million houses short for what we could actually sell in the United States because we have a lot more buyers and sellers. There's plenty of folks that want to buy a home, and we just don't have enough inventory. So here's hoping we keep building houses and keeping that average age down. So anyway, we're going to keep things a little bit short, but if we want to do do you want to do a quick tour with Ozzy around PAWS this week?
I'll try.
We can definitely do that. I'm curious to see what the mobile screen format is going to look like on YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn this week. But because on my screen, it definitely looks different this week using the mobile device.
Okay.
Hopefully, yep, there you go. We'll give you the whole screen and look around PAWS.
All right.
And if I'm really good, I can change the logo over to PAWS too. Ha ha, look at that. Thank you, Restream.
We have some new dogs. We just from the south. So puppies. Straight up. I said, this one got my heart. It looks like a Springer Spaniel. I think
Did they give him a name?
I didn't ask for names. And then we have Curly Mo and Shemp. What is it? No.
Curly Mo and Shemp.
Shemp.
Curly Mo and Larry, actually.
The three
Wasn't
Stooges.
Shemp also the brother?
Brother of,
Yeah.
I think, Curly or somebody, but it was Curly Mo and Larry, and then there was Curly Mo and Shemp, and then Joe took over. So it was Curly Mo and Joe at one point, too.
Must have been before my time.
All of it was, I think.
It's after they jumped the shark. Don't worry. We stopped watching them after Curly left.
Yeah.
as if I was alive when that show ended.
Yeah. As if I cared.
I didn't.
I never got into the Three Stooges.
I did a little bit when I was a kid, but yeah, I'm not into the slapstick much. That's
Now
not
look
my
at
thing.
this. I don't know why I'm kind of my camera's off.
Silvery cat.
Wow.
I'm not sure what? Some kind of she's kind of angry right now.
She
do have-
belongs in Vegas. She should be on a stage.
She wants to come to my
I have
house.
a dog on the leash with me, so that could be one of the problems.
I'm down to 2 cats. I think I need another one.
But I know this cat is like, I don't know why I can't center it. He's like trying to call for management.
I have a complaint. I need a bigger space here.
Yeah,
Right.
Now he's going to try to escape. Beautiful. Probably Himalayan.
Let's get them adopted this week.
Yeah, give him a home for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Oh, there's
Yeah,
a playful pair.
He's not happy with the dog on the leash with me. That's what the problem is.
That's the problem. Yeah, you're carrying around one of the enemies. One of the enemy.
Yeah, you're aiding and abetting.
I'm sorry. And this Ozzy, who is with, well, let me get a glimpse of Ozzy, doesn't even realize cats exist. He's kind of cats. What are cats? I didn't know they had such a thing. So he's not. He loves dogs.
No barking or growling, nothing. Just indifferent.
Yeah. He loves people, but cats, he's like, what are cats? I don't get it. They're non-barking dogs. No, they're. So that's kind of, I know, I'm having trouble centering the pictures. I'm sorry.
You're doing okay.
All right. We got a lot of them. My heart is for this. I want this puppy. I know I can't have any more puppies. They said no to me. Cute. So, there we go. What's the Springer Spaniel's name? The one, the brown one, the red.
Name him
Dodger.
Bruce.
No, Dodger.
I think Bruce would have been a better name. Bruce Springer Spaniel.
Want to thank Sarah for her comments. Sarah, this definitely is not going to be the format we use every week. I'm only using it as a sample test today because I'm in Vegas and actually broadcasting using my phone. I'm not on a laptop. I'm not on a desktop. We're using the Restream platform on my phone exclusively today. next week we'll be back on the PC and the full screen and everything else. And don't worry, Sarah. This is not going to be the normal way we would do the show. But I really wanted to see on location how this would look now that this is an option on Restream. And if you're actually watching this show on your phone, it probably looks a little bit better in format because you can look at it the long way instead of the wide way. But yeah, this is not going to be the normal way that we do the show every week. So any final shout outs before we go to our big number of the week, guys?
I'm good.
I'm sitting. Oh, happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy
Oh, you
Thanksgiving,
too.
everybody.
Absolutely.
Yes. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving this Thursday.
Are you going to be gone for Thanksgiving?
We're going to have the show. We're going to be right here.
Oh, you're still going to be in Vegas?
No.
Oh, I didn't know.
No.
I guess I was trying to ask how long you were on vacation.
This is just a quickie weekend getaway. We saw the AGT show
okay.
last night. We're going to explore the Hoover Dam today, and then we'll be back
I
home
wasn't
tomorrow.
trying to delve into your business, but I was trying to be sneakily delve into your business.
This is basically my wife's 50th birthday present here. So,
well, happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday to Christy. She's enjoying her time in Vegas, being able to chill and mentally regroup for the final push to the new year of the school year.
Can I know this is personal again. What does she teach?
So Christy teaches English as a second language to the high school juniors and seniors at Harlem.
You must have told me at one time.
Yeah. The ESL program, it's probably 2 or 3 times as big as you think it is. I mean, we know that there's a few different languages spoken in our schools around, but you have no idea how many there are. I mean, there was at one point a couple years ago, I think she had 16 or 17 different languages to translate things into. It was pretty insane. So to have someone like that,
put them all in the same classroom because that's the best way to teach kids, right?
Yeah, having them all back in the classroom. That's the way to be. And these students are amazing. It's really cool to learn about their cultures and stuff. And I just get a sliver of that with what she brings home. But anyway, happy birthday, babe. Love you. Let's go explore the Hoover Dam today. Our current race to 10 has Tom at 8 and Joann at 6.
We
are
to
getting
have
down to the wire. Are we going to have a comeback? All right, let's do this. Big number of the week. How about that crazy graphic? Our big number of the week this week is 1.6 billion with a B. 1.6 billion as we completely cover up Joann's face with my graphic. How about that? The answer this week, is it Munich or Microsoft? Munich or Microsoft? That is the question. You go ahead and give me an answer. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Munich.
Microsoft.
Ooh, good. You went different directions. All right. So I dropped my frame. Oh, no. All right. This is my America's Got Talent frame from last night's show. Yeah, I got to put a picture in there yet. Oh, and here's our awesome picture. AGT.
Nice.
Live in Las Vegas. We had so much fun. All right. So Joann said Microsoft and Tom said Munich. Joann said Micro. So there was an auction of Microsoft co-founder Paul Allen's art collection about a week ago. And it became the biggest art sale of all time. The record haul brought in $1.6 billion, Joann. Oh, look
8
at
to
that.
7. Look at that.
It
This
is
might be
now.
the biggest comeback in the history of comebacks.
Oh my gosh. Well, I guess I can't. Can I fix it? Let me see. I got to do it blindly. This is really hard. Okay, all right, I'm going to do it right there. Save. I did it. All right, it's now 8-7. There we go. Despite being extremely wealthy and a very discerning art collector, Paul Allen, one of the co-founders of Microsoft, he recorded an average annualized growth rate of only 6.2% over the 18 years that he held onto these pieces of art that he previously bought at another auction. That's lower than the S&P 500's growth rate over the same time span, according to Axios. So he would have been better to just put his money into the stock market than into art. But 6.2%, still not bad, and he got to enjoy the art, I think. I would imagine he put it up somewhere. But anyway, Munich is where the NFL played a football game. The NFL's Munich debut was another milestone in the NFL international expansion. After games in London, Mexico City, and Munich this year, the league has now played a total of 45 games outside of the United States. And there's talk about Europe expansion. Will there be a couple of Europe-based NFL teams in the next few years? Probably. Watch for one in Munich. They love American football in Munich, in Germany. It's like the second most popular sport behind soccer, so which they call football. What are they going to call NFL? I'm not sure. Football. All righty, guys. I think that's going to wrap us up for this week. Any final thoughts before we send off to Hoover Dam?
Nope. Just don't fall in.
Want to thank Josiah from City Stage Studios for joining us this week. Check out their Facebook page. Follow them on Instagram. They're going to be posting a lot of cool stuff as they continue to do what they do in downtown Rockford at the brand new City Stage Studios. Remember, you change the world when you help one person. Be a blessing to someone this week. We'll meet you back here next week for another Saturday morning Stateline show. Thank you, guys.
Bye. Have a good one.
Bye-bye, y'all.